So let's say I wanted to ship something from Halifax to Miami. How would I go about doing so? Okay, great job, smartass, but how about another way? What if I told you that you could sail a boat this way through Michigan? Rivers and canals do what oceans cannot do and go way further inland, which is obvious, but connecting these inland population and resource centers in this way means trillions for the world economy, as trading by water is vastly cheaper than by land or air. Oceans are not the only way you can ship something by water, and port cities don't actually have to be touching an ocean, meaning that seemingly landlocked states and countries can actually still be maritime powers. I mean, you know how far inland Chicago is, right? Alright, so let's get that Halifax to Miami shipment out of the way first. You're probably wondering how we can go between Nova Scotia and Florida without going through the Atlantic Ocean. So first, we're going to go and curve around Nova Scotia and then into the St. Lawrence River, passing Quebec City and Montreal until you hit Lake Ontario. From there, it's literally smooth sailing until you try to get into Lake Erie. Not because of land, but because of water. Dangerous water, that is, because this is Niagara Falls. Fortunately for commerce, there's the Welland Canal, literally right next to it, making it the Maginot Line meme of the Great Lakes. After that, you head through Detroit, passing another set of locks to adjust your altitude to match that of Lake Michigan Huron. Technically classified as 2 lakes, but actually 1 lake connected through that little strait that separates Michigan into 2. Then you head into Chicago, go down the Chicago River, go through a few canals, and head down the Illinois River until you hit the Mississippi just north of St. Louis. From there, you just head out through New Orleans into the Gulf of Mexico and find Florida from there. You can do it yourself, you're a big boy. And like that, you've successfully shipped something down the East Coast without actually going down the East Coast. And you've also proved how the eastern third of the United States is actually technically an island. Also, what was in that package that you were so desperate not to send out into the middle of the Atlantic? I wonder, oh my, why would you try to ship that thing? Why? So where else can we go? What other landlocked countries can we visit? Well, first off, South America has an in-depth system of rivers and lakes that go surprisingly far inland, which is actually the reason why Bolivia can have a navy, as long as they don't get on Brazil's bad side, that is. This brings us conveniently over to the discussion of sovereignty, as rivers are still sovereign territory of the countries they flow through, which can suck if you're a landlocked country. However, some waterways are considered international passageways, and ships traveling through them under normal conditions cannot be taxed or blocked. This is most notable in Europe, where there are a lot of landlocked but still well-developed countries. Probably the most important river in Europe is the Danube, which starts in Germany and flows through Austria, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Romania, and Bulgaria, and provides many of these countries with an important link to the Black Sea, and also the North Sea through the Rhine-Main-Danube Canal. However, as anyone who's been to Istanbul would know, the Black Sea comes to a choke point when going through the Bosphorus, which gives Turkey, and therefore NATO, immense control, as these passages can still be shut off during times of war. Looking at you, Russia. The Black Sea's importance is even more clear when considering the Volga-Don Canal in Russia, which also provides shipping access to the Caspian Sea and its oh-so-precious supplies of oil. This 101-kilometer canal gives Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, and Azerbaijan important access to the sea that Uzbekistan still somehow completely managed to miss out on. God, poor Uzbekistan, they're missing out on everything. In Egypt and the Middle East, the importance of rivers has been seen since the dawn of civilization. In Egypt, the Nile was basically everything, as it provided not just the source of transportation, but also water for basically everything you would need water for in an otherwise desolate desert environment. I mean, 3,000 to 5,000 years later, the population spread of Egypt still looks like this. Turns out, water is pretty damn nice to have in a desert. The people of ancient Iraq especially knew this. I mean, the term Mesopotamia literally means land between the rivers, specifically the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Obviously. However, nearby Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the world not to have any rivers, which it actually uses somewhat to its advantage, as the immense desert shields Riyadh from potential desert attacks. Of course, what can defend can also isolate, and if you want to get from Riyadh to Jeddah, it's going to be a long drive. There are innumerable other examples of rivers and canals connecting the world's waterways and giving otherwise landlocked countries access to the ocean, from the San Juan River in Nicaragua to the Niger River in all these countries, and never mind how much of Russia you can get through by boat. In reality, shipping something by water is a lot more efficient than shipping by land, as all the energy you really need to exert is basically row harder. I'm gonna take a quick nap now. But rivers are even better than oceans, as they're calmer and harder to get lost in, making them the superhighways of today before actual roads made it cool. Nature has provided us with these major lifelines, for which we have taken the liberty of making a few small corrections. Now it's super perfect.
Well, hang on, you've just...
No, I like it. This is brilliant, but I like this.
Thank you as always for watching, and if you found this video informative and or entertaining, preferably but I'm not here to judge, please be sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to learn something new every Sunday. And because of scheduling difficulties, I'll see you on Thursday.